Everyone, life certainly has changed drastically since COVID-19 hit the United States and cases continue to climb in Texas. So what are the next steps being taken here in the Lone Star State? Governor Gov Abbott is joining us to discuss. Thank you for being here, Governor.
Thank you, Chris. Great to be back.
All right, well, let's get right to the $64,000 question. Do you think we will have to shut Texas down again due to the spike in recent cases?
Not soon, and let me explain why. And that is what I did say last week is that if we do not slow the spread of COVID-19, it could lead to a shutdown. However, there's a certain time period that we need to observe this. I just ordered last week that people, actually 2 weeks ago, that people begin to wear face masks, and it was just the week before that I ordered for bars to shut down. It's going to take another week or two for us to see the results of those orders. So we do need to see more people begin to adopt this practice of wearing a face mask because doctors say it is the best way to slow the spread of the coronavirus.
All right, so you've taken the action with the masks, but I want to back it up. Do you think Texas reopened too soon?
So if you look at the metrics, if you would, after the time we reopened, the announcement was on April the 27th. All the way through the end of May, we continue to see a downtrend in the number of people testing positive, reaching our lowest positivity rate actually after Memorial Day. It wasn't until mid-June that we saw a sudden, immediate, substantial spike in the number of people testing positive, and that led to an increase in hospitalizations. So at the beginning of June, there were only about 1,500 people in hospitals per day. Now, of course, we have more than 10,000 people in hospitals per day. As a result, this has been something that's happened very suddenly, and that's exactly why we are now responding to it, taking measured steps to make sure we do everything possible to control the spread of the coronavirus and to protect people's health and safety.
Okay, people are worried about health and safety when it comes to the schools. Let's talk about getting our little Texans back to school. Do you think that schools can safely resume person to person in the fall?
That will vary from school district to school district and vary based upon the spread of the coronavirus in any particular area. There are some areas where there may be a rapid spread of the coronavirus, and it may not be exactly safe to open up for in-person school at that particular time, which is exactly why local school districts will have flexibility in deciding whether or not to open up with in-person classroom for their students or to open up with online education for the students. But that will be a decision that will be allowed to be made by the local school district authorities.
Okay. Governor, when you spoke in Temple earlier this year, you said Texas, if it were its own country, would have the 11th largest economy in the world. What has COVID-19 done to our economy here in Texas?
Well, listen, it's been hard on the economy across the entire world. I will tell you this, and that is the last data that I saw was data that came out in June that was effective for May, and it was about the number of jobs created by every state. And it showed once again, Texas was #1 in the nation for most new jobs created. I should learn later on this week where Texas ranked for the new jobs created in the month of June, but I would not be surprised at all to see if Texas once again led the nation in the most new jobs created.
Well, let's hope so, and we'll be watching because it looks like fracking and gas will be on the ballot this November, and that's very important, of course, to the state of Texas economy. Governor, thank you for joining us today. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Chris. Take care and be safe.
All right. Thank you so much. Quick time out, everybody. We'll be right back.